So here we are, episode 2 of Not Another Couples Podcast.
Okay, not Susie Mark Get Divorced.
No,
It's actually episode 2.2, Susie.
well, it's actually feels like episode 3 because we recorded. We recorded episode 2 earlier today, and some idiot,
dry fingers,
me, didn't press record on my phone to record the visual loveliness of myself. So you just had him.
Have you got notes?
Shush!
Oh,
don't tell
didn't
everybody.
See that before? Was that there before?
No, that's just a
As you forgot.
recap.
It was only half an hour ago. Bit more.
Well, I'm a perimenopausal woman. Anything could happen in these days.
Hi.
We have got only one audience member now. The other one
she's falling asleep.
Already been through one episode.
She's so bored.
She's just facing us, just with her eyes paws out, just eyes closed like that.
Nice.
So here we are again. Hello. We're back. Episode 2. And we now have a 19-year-old.
Yes. Happy birthday, Boo Boo.
Otherwise,
do we give names out? We don't. A lot of people don't like giving names out of their kids. I kind of get that.
Our kids' names have been on my Instagram, Amber. They've been on my Instagram stories.
Boo Boo, Big Hands. What other nicknames has she got?
She's got baby hands, not big hands. Baby hands.
Baby hands.
She's got tiny, weeny hands. Missing her little baby hands, so she's gone off to uni.
Yeah.
Done Freshers Week. Already got Freshers Flu, which is inevitable.
Yeah, she can't talk. She sounds a bit like me because I'm not very well.
You woke up this morning not very well.
I was feeling a bit poorly.
It's got
sore throat.
You haven't got Freshers Flu though. What have you got? It's not man flu either. It's not that bad.
That's severe.
That is
People
really
die
bad.
from that.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is my favourite sketch.
Oh yeah, the Dingle Dangle.
Nick Frost. Dingle Dangle.
He dingle dangles the bell.
Rings a bell.
Or Dingle Dangle.
Okay.
What was that show?
It was just a sketch. I can't remember what the show. I've only seen it on YouTube.
It was a part of a show where they did sketches.
I don't know the actual
Can't remember.
But it was Nick Frost. It's very good. So if you ever have someone with man flu, Google it and have a look.
You met
very
him?
Funny.
You said
I
he
did.
was a very nice human being.
I met him at a Comic-Con and he was very nice. And we are the same birth year.
When...
Same birth month, actually.
Is he... He's like on a fitness tip now, isn't he?
Yes, he's been Mr. Super Healthy, yeah. At that point, we were both about to turn 50 within a few months after that.
Yeah, he changed.
When I met him. And he's either, I don't know, he's been eating well and exercising and doing all the right things, I think.
One of the funniest films was... what's the alien one?
Paul.
Very good.
Paul. Got a brother called Paul. Not the same person, funny enough.
No, it doesn't look like that. It's not quite as rude as the alien, Paul.
No, definitely not.
So yes, Amber's birthday. So 19 years ago,
19.
You were pushing out a bubba.
I was. All done and dusted by now. All done and dusted. Because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
And you were the Earth Mother with all the soundtracks and whale noises and
not
water
quite. We tried to do a more natural birth. I knew it was never ever going to be.
Go wild.
Well, that's just
normal.
And we tried the water birth. Because, first child, you always go through all the, perfect angelic birth that it's going to be when you plan.
The perfect birth.
Because obviously it always happens that way. And they tell you to write a birth plan. And if you speak to anyone who's had a child, most of our friends had by then, they were going, just rip it up. Just put it in the bin. It's completely useless.
No, it wasn't useless. I think it also stopped you thinking... because everyone likes just shitting themselves, aren't they?
Literally.
So it gives them, so it just gives them a bit of structure, even though that once we got
I don't think I ever looked at it. Did you read it?
No.
Well,
no.
Then it's rubbish.
I did the music.
Yeah.
No Coldplay, no ABBA.
I don't think Coldplay were even around. How long have Coldplay been going?
Surely they're older than 19 years old. How old are Coldplay?
Don't know. Google it. Answers on a postcard.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, but anyway, we tried to do the natural thing in our hospital where we are in the hospital where we were giving birth. You could either go left to the drugs or right to the natural bit, or vice versa. I can't remember which way around it was. We tried the natural route. I'm in the birthing pool. It's all going okay.
Were you dilating enough? What's the phrase? What do they talk
about? Dilating. Well, they won't let you start pushing or anything like that until you're fully dilated. We've had 2 children. You'd think you would know some of this stuff, wouldn't you?
No, but you forget. I mean, I don't know Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see what's happening inside, can I?
Inside.
Well, it's all happening inside. It hasn't come out yet.
Dilation isn't inside. Don't they measure it? They measure it, don't they?
They measure my cervix. Where do you think my cervix is, you numpty? Jesus, the man who works in health and fitness needs some
Yeah,
women.
but I don't. I definitely go to
Yeah,
a
but you
private.
must know.
Well, let's have a little look at your cervix. Then.
Are you dilating today? No. Okay, I'll let you off on that one. But it's inside.
Yeah, but
all
how do they
happening
measure
inside.
it if it's inside?
They look. And
So
got a thing.
what they got no thing?
They get a little ruler out and measure it. They do.
Do they?
But have you not seen it anyway?
No, I wasn't going down the batting end to start
No, I
with.
don't mean mine. Just like any TV programs where they're checking because the
watch
cervix
child-
opens and then that's how the baby
that
comes
mean?
out. Well, hello. How big do you think it has to open? It has
I
to
do.
open to
I
10
do some big
centimeters.
poos, but not like
Like that.
that's not 10 centimeters. That, Mike, is it? Like
Must be across.
circumference.
Must be. And then obviously that's why you rip and all sorts. Anyway,
Oi.
if you're giving birth soon, don't listen to any of this. Anyway, we were in the birthing pool. It was all going all right. Her heart rate kept dipping a little bit, but they were okay with it at that point. You were sat on a fitball, one of those big Swiss
Oh
fitball
yeah, big
things.
inflatable thing. Well,
Arms under my armpits, trying to help by
Being the
holding me
perfect
up.
husband.
Being the perfect husband.
speaking sweet nothings into your ear,
Support.
telling you jokes.
I can't remember any of that, but anyway, all I heard was a...
It wasn't my wind again.
and it wasn't you. I panicked thinking the pool was leaking or something. We look round, it's him.
Well, you couldn't look round.
No, but the midwife went, oh. And
Yes.
you've been standing there in a full squat for ages. 'cause
Well,
of the
trying
pool.
to and not say anything because I knew you'd kill me if I said my legs
Well,
hurt.
hello, I'm birthing a child. You're just sitting on a ball. Slightly different roles.
Quad pain, I think, is up with childbirth.
Is it?
Yeah, if
Is
you've
it?
ever done a
Have
proper
you
leg
given birth?
workout. No, but I have done some big poos.
Okay, yeah, we had a lot of chat about big peas and big bum holes on Friday night, didn't we?
Oh yes.
We'll come back to that in a minute. Maybe
I,
not.
do I say my quote?
No,
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so.
I mean, how rude can we be on this?
Which would you like? Blair can just edit it out.
Oh yes, good. But Blair the Baldy.
Blair the Baldy, producer Blair.
That's his name, by
No,
the way.
producer
That's a
Blair.
name he's given himself,
yes,
rather than me
we're
calling
not
him Blair
being
the Baldy.
baldest.
No, exactly. Blair, I'm never ill, the Baldy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So birthing. I gave birth to our child
Yes.
19 years ago.
Yeah.
And today we have a 19-year-old and we're not quite sure how we managed that, but she's gone off to uni and having a lovely time. And
Having a brilliant time.
are you missing her?
Yeah, I was quite emotional when we dropped her off. It's quite weird as a dad. Well, I'm quite sure it's quite weird as a mum. But no, the dad brought
I
a relationship.
birthed her.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
part
But you
of
two
me.
have spent most of the 19 years arguing.
No, not 19 years. Maybe like
Once a week. There's a good
17 and a
little...
half
They're
years.
very similar. I've learnt with the ladies in my life, including Ziggy, that you can't start a sentence with no. You kind of... Oh, you dilute it.
very scared.
But you dilute it. You can't, like Amber, if you say no to you or Amber, your hackles go up, resting bitch face gets worse, and the look.
And you get the silent treatment.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, not with you. You both slam doors. Actually, she does. You slam doors still now.
Yeah.
Fucking 50 and you still slam doors.
Am I 50?
Yeah,
How old am I?
50.
50 what?
50.
Oh my God.
No, you're
How old
older
I
than
am.
50, but I was being a gentleman.
In my 50s. Early 50s.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so you still behave like a 5-year-old boy sometimes?
Yeah, but I'm immature. You're meant to be the mature one in this
Why?
relationship.
But that's we talked about this, I think, in episode 1, where I think at home you're immature, more immature, and outside of the home you pretend you're all mature.
I just sometimes...
No, you pretend you're mature. You're
No,
not.
I'm aloof. I'm aloofer.
Yeah, but then so people think the kids are a bit nutty and they think they're like me because I'm just being me outside. And I think in the home, have to be the mature one because one of us has to be occasionally. I think that's true. I think that's fair. That's
Yeah,
not like
you are the domestic
I'm the
and the logistics manager.
performance director
Oh yes,
of our
performance
team,
director.
and that takes.
Did you see that thing the other day? We've talked about it before, but how much, if you put into hours, how much a mother does?
Yeah, about 250 grand.
yeah,
Thanks
it's
very much.
massive.
Where's my paycheck?
Excuse me, you get love and amazing sex. Sorry, Amber.
So the first one I know. Second one, when's that?
I didn't mean with me.
Oh, with Brad or anyone.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, we haven't got Brad
We'll
anymore.
get him.
Is Brad upstairs?
Brad can be a guest
Yeah.
next episode, maybe. Ziggy's so bored; she's literally gone to sleep.
Yeah, so yes. I was emotional when she went.
Yes.
I'm very metrosexual. I can admit that there was plenty of tears in my eyes as we drove off.
But I think, that, like you said, there is that dad, daughter, mother, son bonds, and,
Yeah.
and that's not just us. That, you know, other people we've spoken to, friends, lots of friends are all going through the similar thing. Kids going off to uni, and sometimes it's not even their first child; their second child is going, and
Well, I
they're
think
finding
that's
that
worse.
really.
I think if it's a final child.
but yeah, final child I get, but someone that's their middle child.
Because we went straight from Nottingham down to watch Flynn play football, rugby.
He plays rugby.
And that really helped for me.
Yeah.
I think if we were coming back here and had
there
to
was
talk
no
to each
one.
other.
What like this?
Yeah.
We're forced to talk to each other.
Yeah, you're nice to me on this. When the camera's off, you're back to it. Get back in your dark room.
Exactly. Get back in your hole.
In my hole.
In your hole.
So yeah, having that was...
Yeah, I get that, but I think, I mean, she's only been there a little bit. I think having her birthday quite early on is quite a big thing. You know, she was FaceTiming us virtually all morning. But she's really lucky. She's got really good friends in her hall, and she's got good friends nearby from school that she's been really close to, and they're really sweet. One of the girls has come all the way from her uni to come see her. So yeah, she's a very lucky girl. So yes, hopefully once I think, you know, it's really hard when they first start. Everybody's been saying the same thing at uni when they first start. It's Freshers Week, which is always crazy, and if you're not an outwardly social person,
Yeah, she's very quiet like you, isn't she?
she's very quiet, very shy.
Very quiet indeed.
And so she's okay, but there's kids who aren't quite as extrovert or outgoing as she is, and I would, you know, that would be really tough, I think.
Yeah, well, even who she just met up with Loughborough,
Yeah.
her best mate, Georgie, she was like, you know, but she's going through Freshers Week now, so...
Yeah, so she's a week late, but she's only just started her Freshers Week, to be
Yeah.
fair. But she's very, very sociable, but she's slightly more introvert than Amber, going out and doing that sort of stuff.
Kind of difficult to beat Amber on that front.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I said to you, but the timing of you asking me to do this.
Yes.
Well, I think, you know, because without getting too deep and meaningful and serious, like a lot of relationships go tits up when the kids suddenly leave home. You know.
This is getting very...
Well, you know what I mean.
serious. I do know what you mean. Yeah, I think once, you know, the bond between the parents, people held together, it's like relationship advice that now we're giving because we're so perfect. But no, like, you know, the bond between, you know, is around everything that the kids do. When the kids leave, the people realise they actually haven't got that much in common anymore.
No, exactly.
Because the kids were the
So do you know
common
what that means?
denominator.
You're going to have to start doing all the shit that you had to do to impress me back when we first met. You were.
Like what?
We go climbing,
No.
paragliding.
I was just doing it to...
Yeah, get close, get inside my knickers. Oh, I don't wear knickers.
I'm looking awkwardly
panty liners.
at the camera right now.
So we can go for runs together. But my problem is I do too much sport.
Yeah, but
So
it's
you've
not that I
did-
don't like sport. I just
No, you
not-
love sport, but
Yeah, but I think when I was in my... Yeah, but when I met you, I was like 25, and I was slightly...
what, are you old now?
No, not old. I just don't... The adrenaline thing scares me a lot more.
I'm talking about...
Climbing, there's spiders and things
Not
on
indoor
rocks.
climbing.
There might be.
Oh my God.
I've got spider phobia, as you know.
So you won't come climbing because of spiders?
I remember being on a rock face
Go
in
indoors.
Chamonix. Yeah, but there might be one. No, I don't know. I'm just... Spiders. I've just started talking about spiders and I'm getting all weirded out.
You had that Friday night.
So
That
Friday
guy
night,
from Oz, wasn't it?
Friday night went to a really lovely friend of ours, Rachel's, for a barbecue. Lots of friends were there. She had
Ray.
Ray is her new name. Ray. And she had some very good friends of hers over from Oz, who are English but live in Australia now. And the husband, very lovely, we're having a nice conversation, started to talk about Australia and spiders. And then he just continued, even after I told him about 5 times.
He didn't get it.
I was like sitting there with my shoulders
But you then
up
kept
on my ears.
I thought you were just going to do your normal, just get some
Well, I
wine.
was trying to. It's like a slightly weirded conversation, like trying to overcome my fear of spiders by talking about them more. I thought if I talk about it more, then it'll just like
Calm it.
dampen down the fear. But it didn't really. I mean, you know, Australia's been a stupid place to go.
Most dangerous animals in the world, isn't it? Most continent.
I flew to Australia with you. Oh yeah,
Hi.
with you.
Hi.
And I had Bill Bryson.
Was that our honeymoon?
No, it's when you proposed.
Yes. That was romantic.
That's
There was a whole story to that.
There is a whole story. Do we want to tell that now?
It was romantic.
Was it?
Yeah. All right.
You tell the story.
So I thought I'm going to propose. Did I plan it
To
on
me.
the flight? Yeah, to Susie. Oh, yeah, on the flight. I thought it'd be nice. And we went business class. We were well posh.
Well posh. We had money then. We didn't have kids.
Well posh. And so I made up a story that I'd hit my willy on the shower screen about a week before.
It's a glass shower screen, not just like a curtain.
But very
That would
delicate willy.
really-
Very delicate willy.
So
And
this
I
is how your
told you,
brain works.
at the
Really
time. Do you
worrying.
remember I told you? And I don't know if you clocked it. But then, anyway, so I decided
Ignored.
that I would put the engagement ring down my pants.
Where did all this idea come from?
Well,
This is the worrying
I don't
thing.
like. We've talked about
It's
this.
just like on the motorbike when you're like driving in and out to work. It's one of
No,
these crazy ideas.
I just find the whole kind of dropping to one knee. It's lovely and very romantic, but it wasn't really, definitely not me, and I didn't really think you.
That's what I've been waiting for 27 years.
So I put the ring down my pants, and we were sitting
In
on
the
those.
box. Can we just say it's in the box?
Yes, not my box, the
No.
box,
The ring box.
and we were sitting on those kind of
Facing each other. One
yeah,
in, one out.
head to toe. No, what's it called?
Just facing each other.
Yeah.
Sitting next to each other, but facing each other.
That's the.
Aside.
And so I said, "Do you remember I hit my Wilbur on the screen shower?"
We're on the tarmac. We haven't even taken
No,
off
I'm
at
not
this
very
point.
patient. And she was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, it's really sore, and I'm a bit worried before the flight. With swelling and stuff. Can you have a feel?" And she was like, "Oh, fucking hell!" And the stewardesses were going past, and she was getting more and more huffy. And then
So what were you thinking at this point? Just thinking, abort.
I was thinking, what if she actually says no? It's a long flight.
And a
But one of the stewardesses was quite nice. Joke. You got to kind of look at what. No. So anyway, eventually you did put your hands
Snatch it.
down my pants.
Well,
couldn't find it. Not the willy, obviously.
Reluctantly, because you put eventually. I'm not putting my hand down your pants because we're sitting next to each other. So imagine like
Head to toe. No.
You're sitting opposite me, but we're aside each other, facing each other, but aside.
Yes.
So you're facing the front of the plane, I'm facing the back of the plane. Let's do that. And then, so I'm turning, I'm trying to put my hand, I'm just, people listening at home, I'm like sliding my hand opposite, down his trousers, like pressing just at the top by your belt.
Yes.
And you're going, no, lower. So I then obviously thought he's just after a free group. So I take my hand out, massive huff, turn to the window, go, oh, for God's sake. As I turn back, there's the box.
That is true romance. True romance.
And your other idea was to get the pilot or someone to announce it.
Yes, I was thinking that.
I'm not sure I would have liked that much, Lee.
Muchly.
I did think something was weird because a friend of ours James Willis took us to the airport. I remember that. And he was very huggy and very like...
No, he's not like that. It's
Bye.
proper market.
Well, he's quite, but he's like... And he was like, oh, God, I had the best time. And I thought, okay, all right, go back. Because he was staying at a house and basically watching porn or whatever he brought with him.
We found that. What was it? Oh, what was it called? It was a brilliant name. It wasn't Debbie Does Dallas, but it was something. Anyway, we found them like
VHS,
2 years
VHS,
later.
This is how long ago it was.
We found them 2 years later.
I know. We were like, what is that? Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't remember the name of those. That was.
Anyway, so he was staying at a house, and so
But his dad was a copper and used to bring them back.
You need to be telling this story?
What? I don't think it's illegal. But they used to get them, take them off people, and they'd have bin liners of bloody porn.
Confiscate them is the word. Yeah.
That's the word, confiscate.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Anyway, he was very, very huggy and a bit clingy, and I was like, all right, go home. We're going on holiday, not you. And then obviously because he knew.
He did. He was the only one I told, I think.
And my dad.
Oh, yes.
We asked my dad.
Oh, yes. Oh, you've gone into MacBook
That's
Pro.
okay. We're back. We're back. Back in the room.
Are you sure it's recording? Shall I check?
Oh, stop it. You pressed it. It's your fault.
I'm going to check.
Just going to go and check the camera.
Yeah, baby.
And that one.
Oh, I'm walking like an old man.
He's just walking around the room, people at home.
Yeah,
He'll come back.
working.
He'll come back.
Everyone relax.
Relax. We're not doing it again. Jesus.
Hi, I brought my friend. Very attractive.
Put it back. Put it back. messing with
Yes. So sorry, we diverge. haven't
set.
We diverge.
Anyway, we were back Friday night. Australia. We were talking about Australia. Spiders.
Yes.
Spiders. Talking about spiders and phobias.
But we're trying to work out, it's our phobias, nature versus nurture. Are they brought about by normally family members that you've picked up fear? Yeah, but your mum and dad weren't fearful.
Well, no, my mum doesn't necessarily like them, but she would pick one up or scoop one up, and she's not freaked out like I am.
And they do have a lot in Essex where you were brought up.
Not from Essex. Not there's anything wrong with people from
the Shires.
From the Shires. I'm Hobbit.
Oh. No, I'm not going to say it because I said it earlier. You won't laugh. You didn't like my Essex joke before.
No, you tell your Essex joke. Go on. People at home listening might like it.
How can you tell if an Essex girl isn't wearing her knickers?
How?
Dandruff on her shoes. It's funny because
no, if you have to explain it, it's not funny. And that. Don't you think laughs like Muttley?
Well, I'm not very well.
You're not very well. No, you're not very well. You've had sore throat and you're not very well.
Not very well. Poorly.
It's a man who's not very well. I mean, Jesus.
Luckily, we could just get on with it and carry on.
So what's your phobia? Talk us through it.
Claustrophobia.
I don't know why I asked you that because I actually know the answer. But I feel like I'm interviewing you sometimes. So it's like...
Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia.
So tubes, a lift. So if I go in a lift and it's got one of those escape hatches above it, I'm fine because I know I can get out.
Tom Cruise.
Bit of a muscle up. Yeah, exactly. Sort it out. Climb on a fat bloke. No, climb on someone and get out. But if it's one of those... Thank you. If it's one of those sealed ones... well, when we were at that hotel, I'm not going.
So we took Amber up to and we had to go up and down stairs and do games to entertain himself. To go up.
You as well. You did it.
I did it.
So first flight, we went up one stair at a time. Second flight, because we're on the 4th floor, 2 stairs, and you made the 4, and you came out of there with a smile on your face and a skip in your step.
Like, what is going on?
But imagine if I was boring.
Imagine
if you had like. Colin, oh no, that's your ex. Imagine if you had a boyfriend called Roger. Roger. Right? And he only ever took the stairs one at a time. You now wouldn't be as happy as you are.
Okay, is that why we've lasted 27 years?
Stupidity and immaturity.
Perfect.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Well, you can take life too seriously.
Yeah, no, I agree, because there's lots of people that we meet.
And there's
schools.
But also, there's a lot of shit. Oh, sorry, this shouldn't swear. But there's
You're allowed to swear.
There's a lot of shit out there. There's
shit, bollocks, wank.
Thank you. That's not feminine.
Never ever say the C word though, because you will get punched.
Cunnilingus.
The other one. Whoever says that word gets
Catapult.
punched. Carbohydrate. That's a really bad C word.
You like.
Or the F word. Fat.
Fats.
Oh,
fat.
Fats, carbohydrate.
I think you're saying facts.
No.
Facts.
Bless him. So claustrophobia.
Yeah, I can't. Tubes, I really struggle. When we went to see the Foo Fighters, you guys were brilliant.
It was like having
Flynn had to entertain me and
toddler that you have to distract on a long journey.
Well, I was very good.
But it's a proper fear. It's not being dramatic. It's a proper.
So I think if I was in a.
Do you feel like you're like just panicking, or do you just feel like?
So when I first go on a plane, I have to have a serious word with myself. So when we flew back from France with Sam,
do you use?
Onomatopoeic.
Can you spell that?
No.
Okay.
So Sam had not booked seats anyway. I was in the middle. If I'm not on an aisle seat, literally, I feel like I'm gonna.
Yeah, but I get that, and I'm not the same way as claustrophobia. But I much prefer to be on aisle seats, so I can get in and out. I think climbing over people, or
I think it's a control thing, and I never liked big crowds and this sense of normal. I've always been fighting not being normal.
Well, you don't have to fight that.
What?
Because you're not normal.
Yeah, but when I was little and ginger and
and you were really little, weren't you?
Very little.
So how tall are you now? Just hitting 6'2" if you stand.
No, 6'1" and a smidge, I think.
6'1" and a bit. And when you were 14 or 13, I remember you showing me photos when we first met of you, and I was like, "How old are you then? 9?" You're like, "I'm 14."
I remember. I mean, so guys come to school at 13 with like
at your school, yeah,
beards and pubes everywhere.
It's a boarding school,
and I'd be going like trying to time the showers so that no one else was in there, or still wearing pants. and then just waiting for a pubic hair. And I remember looking down once and getting all excited and realising it was hair that had fallen from my head down there, and I thought, yes, I thought it was massive, not
Bless the hair.
yeah, but so I was very ickle.
So about 15, 16.
No, I remember I grew. Was it just in the summer after GCSEs? I just remember getting
So you were
really
about to turn
excited.
17 nearly then.
Yeah, I remember being really
'Cause you went
excited
really
hitting 10
early.
stone. What's that, 140 pounds? So, yeah.
What's that, like 70 kilos or something?
Yeah. I mean, Flynn's what, 80 now at 16. Yeah. I was massive.
Tiny.
Massive. And ginger.
Oh, you had a really... I'm at boarding school. Your parents didn't really like you, did they?
No. No.
They
But
sent
it
you
did
to-
make me quick.
They sent you to boarding school. I didn't understand, actually, when we first met, why they'd sent you to boarding school.
Only child.
Only child. And this boarding school was literally about 20 minutes from your house.
Oh, I'd love it. They go around the class now. Where are your parents from? They're all the full boarders. My parents live in Liberia, Nigeria, Hong Kong. You? Wimbledon. They were like, well, that's 20 minutes away.
But they didn't have... If they'd had weekly boarding, I think they would have done that. But they didn't have the weekly boarding back then in the dark ages. So they had full board or day.
Posh school, public school. Yeah, no,
That's
it was amazing. I mean, it was
Well,
first
after the
year
first
was a
few
bit
years,
scary,
it was
but no, just yeah.
But I didn't understand that. And then we had children.
But you would have never sent your kids boarding school.
No, but I really struggled as a mum, I think, early on, and obviously struggled. Me and Amber did clash a lot, but I think both of us get very overwhelmed very quickly in our emotions.
No.
Go sky high. I don't know, I was trying not to laugh rather than cry.
Wet yourself.
But we both are very volatile, let's put it like that.
But I was known as the volcano.
Yeah,
But yours, you would once
I'm
you started to being able
simmering.
to once you could kind of verbalize it with the kids, you were like, look, if I'm already on an 8 out of 10,
Yeah,
don't push it.
yeah, because I would...
She could never read it though.
No, of course not. Because she's the same. She's at an 8, so she can't go, oh, mum's going to lose her shit in a minute, let me just tone it down. And also, she was young. I remember looking at boarding schools.
16?
I remember looking at boarding schools when she first went to primary school.
Did you?
As a half a joke. Because I just thought, I can't cope. I've got her and I've got this other thing, this other little
massive
thing.
head.
The massive head. He keeps falling over and getting taken off
Stars
for being
everywhere.
stitched up because he keeps falling over with his massive head. I just found it really, really, really hard. And I remember looking up boarding school. I remember her nursery school. They were looking to cut down the hours because she was losing staff. Like there was some staff problems. And I was like half at the point going, can you do weekends as well? You know, I remember looking up. They take them at 6. They take them at 6 at boarding school.
Oh yeah, Gorman.
I did look it up.
Didn't he?
I did look it up.
Did you? I didn't know that.
I obviously was never going to send her, but I was like, I can't cope. I can't cope. And I remember the other can't cope moment I was planning ahead for you was the fact that I kept saying with Amber, especially obviously with girls, that she's going to be hitting puberty, starting periods and menstruals, all that stuff, as I'm going into menopause. So you had to decide.
Me?
I remember saying to you once, you need to just like take a moment to decide who you want living in the house, because I'm not sure we'll both coexist with massively raging, dipping, crazy
I could
hormones.
literally sometimes come back home and I swear to you, I could open the door and feel the pressure. I'll be like, oh, fuck.
I think that's not just us. I think that's a lot of mums at home with their kids. I think obviously we're a slightly higher exception possibly.
Yeah, no,
but
I
I
mean-
know a lot of mums, again, similar. Some people just are just more laid back. I'm not a laid back person. So to have that constant noise, that constant questioning, that constant, like, my brain
Just for me.
is already full, and then you've got that all the time, it was just too much. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ability not to, just even having a poo, you can't, because you'd be like, mum, whatever you do, just that 2 minutes of your own space. I do remember that.
Yeah. So I think, until
I
you're
didn't know.
in that situation, being able to go, I used to literally take them to the gym, put them in the crash with another friend
have a
who's the
coffee.
same, and just sit there for an hour just to like go, just to be able to like think.
Luckily, you had a loving husband.
Luckily I had a perfect husband who'd come home and help.
Specifically late, so it was after bedtime.
No, but that's the challenge, and that it's different challenge. And people think having young kids is really hard, but actually, there's different challenges. Some people's
And it
kids when
depends
they're
on the
young
kids.
are
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
I used to see all these like little girls perfectly sweet little things walking next to their mummies, and my kids are like running around like lunatics. But looking back, I'd much prefer that. And then people say, well, she's going to be a nightmare when she's a teenager. And I'm like, she's been a teenager since she was 3. Yeah, I'm totally ready for this. It's you guys.
You want a bit of fire in the belly, don't you?
Spirited, they used to call
is that
them.
the word?
Spirited babies when
Not
they were younger.
or nutter.
Pain in the arse, interpreted. But yeah, so, I mean, now we're 19. We're okay. We're all right. I think we're pretty good now.
Yeah.
Compared to what we were.
Yeah. Got to uni. I mean, just showing off. She got 3 times more GCSEs than me.
They were O-levels when you did it.
No.
Police are coming.
Maths was a GCSE by the time I took it. Me and Jace Hode. 4th time round. We were like 13-year-olds taking it.
Yeah, but you had O-levels.
No, but that was a GCSE. Yeah, originally, yes.
That was the only one.
O-levels are much harder than GCSEs, let me say, to all you youngsters out there.
Okay.
Yeah, what are they now? Gen what?
Z, aren't they? We're Gen X.
Are we? Am I? No, I thought I was another Gen.
Oh, you're baby boom. You're on the edge of the baby boom because you're so old.
Thank you.
No, you're Gen X, I think. Isn't it like...
I've never... you know those things where you look at it and you go, right, I'll actually remember this. Not that I'm going to use it all the time, but there's lots of things I do in life where you look at... What was the other thing
I think Gen X is 7... Like, maybe you just squeeze in, I think. 60s to 80s.
69.
You're a 69er.
Yeah, baby. No.
Just.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, honestly, that has been our week, really. With kids going off to uni, birthday, spiders. I had the spider phobia, though.
You had the spider phobia on the way. Where was I? I was on athletics.
You were having a really fun weekend.
Which was the instructors were brilliant and enthused, but the subject matter was a little bit basic for me, just because of what I do with my PT and how many years I've been doing that. And
just squeaky chair.
Strength and conditioning and sports nutrition, and then I also athletics coach as well, which I love.
You trained professional elite sports and general public sports, recreational, keeping people alive, health, the whole spectrum, and also
that was
teenagers. You coach for fun and voluntary, help your local club.
That was my first proper client, remember?
Oh yeah, go on.
So he comes in big boy. He's a big boy. Banker and so I'm there being very keen, writing notes before we had computers. No, there were computers, but I was writing notes and going through all his lifestyle and what he does and drinks and then the final one, well, what are your goals? And he stood up and he looked at me. He was a big boy. He was about 6'4", big frame, but also lots of big tummy. And he looks down. And he goes, "Mark, I'd like to be able to see my cock when I look down."
Without having to look in a mirror.
Yeah. And then the second one was to be able to do missionary with his wife without the fear of killing her.
There we are.
So I learned at that time that actually it doesn't matter who they are, everyone, there's a human element, and you'd like... I did ask if the cock needed to be flaccid or erect for him to see it when he looked down, because obviously it's all about specification. Mm-hmm. Can't remember his answer, and I wasn't going to fluff him to check that, to do that.
No, that's just too much. That's too much to ask.
Sorry, I digressed. We digressed.
Spider. So I've got to tell you about my spider story because it really brought back some painful memories of spiders. So sitting in the car, your car.
On your own?
On my own, driving back from doing a school drop, Saturday school. The sun visor.
No.
I almost called it I called it a sun flap. Which I think is quite a good word.
Yeah.
Have you used your sun flap in the car?
No, it makes sense. What else could
it's a flap that blocks the sun.
So you wouldn't call it a steering wheel, it'd be a turny wheel. What else would you change in the car? Turny wheel, gear stick, knob. Obviously it's called that already.
It a gear knob. Well, we don't have to do that, it's automatic.
Anyway, so you pull down your flaps.
Driving along, it's got a bit bright, I haven't got my sunglasses on, so I pull down the sun flap visor thingy, and there is a spider.
Tiny.
I was on my own. It wasn't tiny. It was small, but it was a big chunky one. Those stripy.
Weights. Brought in.
Literally, it would look like a power lifter.
Did he have like those old school 80s striped big trousers on and then a tight Gold's gym?
And everything.
Wow.
With the belt.
Chalk.
Yeah. What's the stuff? This stuff.
What the fuck?
Smelling salt stuff. What's it called?
He had a little pack of smelling
salts. He was ready.
So once you drop your flaps,
I dropped my sun flap. I saw the spider. Flap went straight back up again immediately. But then I was in a cold sweat. I was driving, so I had to try not to crash. But I was literally leaning my head back as far as possible onto the headrest on the seat.
Well done.
Like that. Looking really strange probably, but trying to keep my eye on the road, but also waiting for his legs to come out.
Was he leg pressing?
I don't know. I was like, please don't come out. Please stay where you are. It stays where it is. I can cope. It's if it moved and then I didn't know where it went in the car. Anyway, in the car.
You're showing everyone your penis.
Come back to that. So rude. Okay.
Well, you called it that. I didn't call it a cock and balls.
Well, you would have done.
No.
So, my tattoo.
Sorry, I've interrupted the spider
Well, the
gate.
spider story's done. I had to then get the Hoover.
You did it, and you cleaned my van.
And I cleaned the footwells in and the mats in your car because they were very gritty and dirty.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Tattoo on my arm. Go on my Instagram if you can't see it, or come and have a look on our little videos here. It is an elephant.
Very nice. Is that an Indian or an African?
It's an Indian.
What's the difference?
One's got big ears, one hasn't, and one's got the double mound and one hasn't.
Oh, yeah.
The Indian ones are smaller anyway. So India, my dad was born and brought up in India.
Goa.
Well, no, he was in India.
I'm not saying you're a Goa.
His family, we think, originated from Goa, his mum's side.
So that is this because the kids keep going on about they're an eighth Indian. But they can't take anything
spice.
spice in the
behind you. Lots of people bought me elephants over the years because they know I love elephants.
Your husband?
So eventually got an elephant tattoo on my arm after my 50th birthday. Please pay attention.
No, I've got to show the one I made because I'm very artistic.
You didn't make that.
I did make this one.
You did not make
me
that
and
one.
Amber made this one.
So he's holding up one of those like cardboard
bit
moulded
dusty.
ones and
Mouldy?
moulded
Oh.
cardboard mould.
I'm very artistic.
And it's got those
autistic.
little, I don't know what it's called, like looks like hundreds of thousands.
They're
they
foam
glue
things that you
together.
make. They're soft when you, and then they go hard
And
when
then
they're
they
set.
dry and they harden.
Basically, take modern,
it's basically
natural
blue,
history because it's
green,
actually perfect size.
orange, black and white, dotted.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, elephant tattoo on my arm, and the day I had it done, I was doing a podcast. I was a guest on someone else's podcast, and it was on Zoom. We were doing a little chat. And when you first have a tattoo, you have it covered in this sort of greasy stuff and cling film, and while it's healing. So obviously, when it's done, it's not, you can't see all the detailing straight away because obviously it's scabbing and healing and all that sort of stuff. So it was covered in this shiny cling film stuff. And the girl who was interviewing me is from India, and she was talking about she was getting a massive tattoo done on her back a few months after that. So we were chatting tattoos. I was like, oh, look. I held it up with my elbow down and my fist up like this at the camera on the Zoom, and she could just see her squinting, leaning forwards, going, what is it?
It's a life-size drawing
And
of my husband's... No.
I looked in the camera, and obviously on the tiny little Zoom thing, I was like, oh! And I turned my arm and dropped my hand down, so my arm was straight to show her, because it just looked like an erect cock and balls.
Why does it have to be a bit?
Well, because it's standing up.
How big is it? A bit small.
So it looked like a penis.
Yeah,
and I was
but
like,
it's not.
Brilliant.
It's an Indian elephant.
Brilliant. I've never had a tattoo. I've now.
I mean,
got
you
a
did go
penis.
for it. I thought you were going. Because it was Flynn's birthday present to you, wasn't it? For your
I'm
50th?
all or nothing, though. You know that.
Yeah.
Either do
So
or
you could put a cock and ball on the other arm.
But why would I want to do that?
Then you could like have one up one way, one up the other, and do like a little dance move.
Or not. Maybe. What are you doing? He's literally doing like Egyptian dance.
One of the
now.
things on the athletics course was how many people could do that opposite arm, opposite, and it was amazing. Not with a microphone.
But can you?
1, 2, 1. We are the world.
He's going to start singing.
Sorry. There we are.
Could you do it then?
Yes. Not immediately.
Not a trick question.
Not
Yes.
immediately.
Or no, you can't.
No, not immediately.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
Sure.
I did do it.
Good. We've got some athletics on just in case someone gets bored watching.
Lovely.
Okay, so thank you everybody for listening. Hopefully this is recorded. Episode 2 of...
Susie and Mark get divorced.
No.
No.
Episode 2 of...
Not another parenting.
No.
No. Not another couples podcast.
Well done.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
baby.
ever said like, not another...
Oh, God.
Not
another
couple.
couples podcast.